So I'm Barbara Cunningham. I've trained as a singer for years and years, I suppose. I still have occasional coaching now, not as much as I used to, but if I'm learning something new or I've got something very demanding to sing, I'll go for coaching. I started when I was in sixth form school, actually, when I was cast in a very early opera called Dido and Aeneas by a composer called Henry Purcell, who's about 1650, something like that. And one of the people who was playing, because we had a professional orchestra for that, one of the people playing in that said that I should take it further and that I should have singing lessons, and that's when I started. So I've had singing lessons privately, and then when I was a student I came to London and I switched after a while to having training at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama, which I did when I was doing my degree, and then I did a sort of post-grad vocal studies course at Guildhall, and I stayed at the Guildhall then after I finished there the full-time. I stayed there as a part-time for quite a long time before then going back to having private lessons. My coach is a countertenor called Tim Penrose, and the reason that I actually go for coaching to a countertenor is because of the kind of music that I do. So I don't have a big operatic voice with a lot of vibrato in it. What I aim to do is to keep my voice as straight as possible most of the time. When you're singing a solo, I think you do need a little bit of vibrato because it warms it up and it helps it to carry as well. But generally, and particularly if I'm singing in a group, I actually want it to be as straight as possible to blend with the other voices. So when I was in my 20s, I was working much more full-time as a singer than I am now. Quite a lot of solo work in and around London. I used to do a lot of work in the West Country, in Bath, for example. I obviously got onto various people's lists down there, oratorios and things like that. I also sang with the Monteverdi Choir and with the Academy of St Martin in Fields for a long time. Then when I had children, I didn't want to travel so much because I was doing an awful lot of travelling. The Monteverdi Choir did much more work in Europe than they did in England. And I wanted to stop travelling, and I got tired of living out of a suitcase all the time. That's when I moved much more into full-time teaching. But I still sing professionally, not nearly as much as I did. And as I say, I've been with the same coach for a long time, 20 years, something like that.